You're right. She's ungrateful and irritating, always sulking. I wonder how we brought such a child with her dirty skin into our lives.
The next morning, they called me to the dining room.
You're old enough now, Maya. It's time for you to leave our house.
We've done enough for you by taking care of you for over a decade. We have our own child now who matches our skin color. You're like a stain to us now, so you're not needed anymore.
I was 15. I had no money, no family, no home. I cried and begged them. Please, I'll be better. I'll do anything. Don't make me go. I'll paint my skin white. I'll hide from everyone if you want me to. Please, don't send me away.
You don't get it, do you? Whatever you do doesn't matter. We want you out of our lives. You don't belong here.
They handed me a trash bag with my clothes. A trash bag, like I was garbage. I begged until my throat burned, but Mrs. Wilson pushed me out without any mercy. I stood on their porch, not knowing what to do or where to go. I slept in alleys, curled up behind dumpsters to block the wind. My stomach growled so loud it kept me awake. I was 4 when the Wilsons took me in. I was a little black girl with tight braids and a heart full of trust. They were white, wealthy, and childless. Mrs. Wilson knelt down and called me her daughter on the day they adopted me. They said I was their gift, their chance to be a real family, and I believed them. I didn't know what love was supposed to feel like, but their kind smiles felt close enough. For 2 years, life was good. Mrs. Wilson braided my hair every morning. She learned how to take care of my hair type. Mr. Wilson taught me to ride a bike, running beside me, cheering when I pedaled without falling. They took me to church, dressed me in beautiful dresses, and showed me off to their friends. "Our Maya," they'd say with pride, and I'd beam, feeling like I belonged. I was their daughter. Then everything changed. I was 6 when Mrs. Wilson's belly started to swell. She glowed, and her hands were always resting on her stomach, whispering to the baby inside. They called the baby a miracle. When Emily was born, she was so beautiful with her perfect blue eyes. She looked so much like her parents. At first, nothing changed. I was still treated kindly. But soon what I feared began to happen. As Emily grew up, so did the Wilsons distance themselves from me. Mrs. Wilson even stopped braiding my hair.
You're old enough to do it yourself. Stop waiting for me.
Mr. Wilson didn't have time for bike rides anymore. He was too busy building a crib, painting Emily's room pink. Emily got new toys, shiny clothes, a bigger bed with fluffy pillows. By the time I was 10, I wasn't their daughter anymore. I had become their servant.
Maya, clean the kitchen. Don't just stand there staring like you don't see the mess.
I scrubbed floors while Emily played with her dolls. I washed dishes while she got bedtime stories. I wasn't allowed to play. I became a full-time maid.
You should be grateful we took you in. Nobody wanted a girl like you.
Mr. Wilson was worse. He didn't yell. He didn't scold. He just stopped acting like I existed. By 12, I was invisible. Emily was their princess and their everything. She got piano lessons, dance classes, new dresses every month, each one prettier than the last. I got chores. If I forgot to fold the laundry, Mrs. Wilson slapped my hands wearing rings to make it hurt me more. If I broke a plate, she locked me in my room and rained insults on me.
You're clumsy and useless. Can't you do anything right?
I tried to be perfect. I kept the house spotless, cooked dinner, and stayed quiet as a shadow. But nothing was enough. Emily could spill juice on the carpet and they'd laugh, calling it cute. If I spilled water, I would get screamed at. When I was 15, they decided I was too much. I overheard them one night.
She doesn't fit, Helen. Emily's our future. Maya's a burden.
You're right. She's ungrateful and irritating, always sulking. I wonder how we brought such a child with her dirty skin into our lives.
The next morning, they called me to the dining room.
You're old enough now, Maya. It's time for you to leave our house.
We've done enough for you by taking care of you for over a decade. We have our own child now who matches our skin color. You're like a stain to us now, so you're not needed anymore.
I was 15. I had no money, no family, no home. I cried and begged them. Please, I'll be better. I'll do anything. Don't make me go. I'll paint my skin white. I'll hide from everyone if you want me to. Please, don't send me away.
You don't get it, do you? Whatever you do doesn't matter. We want you out of our lives. You don't belong here.
They handed me a trash bag with my clothes. A trash bag, like I was garbage. I begged until my throat burned, but Mrs. Wilson pushed me out without any mercy. I stood on their porch, not knowing what to do or where to go. I slept in alleys, curled up behind dumpsters to block the wind. My stomach growled so loud it kept me awake. I stole bread from a bakery once because I couldn't bear the hunger anymore. I hated myself for it, but I was starving. One night, after I'd spent over 2 weeks living on the streets, I was soaked to the bones by the heavy rain. I was shivering under a bridge, my teeth chattering, my fingers numb, when I saw headlights pointing to me. Then a car stopped, and a woman got out. She looked so kind, but also looked worried.
Sweetheart, what are you doing here? It's too dangerous and cold to be out here alone. You can't stay here. You'll freeze. Come with us.
She told me her name was Mrs. Carter. Her husband, Mr. Carter, was in the car. Their 3 kids, Sarah, Ben, and Lucy, peeking out the windows. They were all white and made me remember the Wilsons. I had no choice but to follow her, but I braced myself for more pain. However, the Carters were different. They took me to their home and gave me a hot shower, a plate of steaming food, and a bed with soft blankets. I slept like never before that night. Their kids didn't stare at my skin or whisper behind my back. They hugged me, called me their sister, and shared their toys like I'd always been there.
Maya, you're our family now. We don't care about your skin color. We care about you.
I cried so much that night. The Carters changed everything. They enrolled me in school, bought me books, sat with me at the kitchen table to help with homework. They didn't force me to clean. They never hit me. I was treated with so much love. When I told them I loved cooking, they immediately grew interested.
You've got a gift, Maya. Let's make it grow.
They paid for a cooking academy. I cried so much when they told me. I put all my attention into cooking. The Carters were always ready to taste and rate every new recipe I tried to recreate. They encouraged me. After I graduated from the cooking academy, their eldest kid, Sarah, helped me get a job at one of her friends' restaurants as a head chef. I worked so hard and saved as much money as I could get. 2 years later, I was able to start my own restaurant. It wasn't so big, but I was proud of myself, and the Carters were proud of me too. By age 27, I was a known chef. My restaurant, Maya's Kitchen, was so popular in the city. People waited hours for a table. My dishes were in magazines, my face on TV, my name on every food critic's lips. I'd built an empire from nothing, from the ashes of the life the Wilsons tried to destroy. Every plate I served was proof that I was more than what they threw away. I got a house Mr. and Mrs. Carter cars. Their kids and I were all successful, so we made sure they lived in comfort. One afternoon, I was in the kitchen when one of my waitresses came to me.
Miss Maya, there's 2 people out front. They're begging for food. They look rough and dirty. We've told them to leave, but they keep begging and refusing to leave.
When I went out to check, I found the 2 figures standing near the door. Their clothes were filthy, their hair matted and gray. They were thin and looked like they hadn't eaten in days. I recognized them immediately when I saw their faces. It was Mr. and Mrs. Wilson. They didn't recognize me.
Please, miss, just some bread. We haven't eaten in days. Help us, please.
Anything. We're starving. We will appreciate anything. Please, miss.
I felt so angry as I remembered how they kicked me out and how I was mistreated. You don't know who I am, do you? They squinted their eyes and looked at me properly. Mrs. Wilson recognized me first. Her mouth fell open, her hand flying to her chest. Mr. Wilson's face went pale, like he'd seen a ghost.
Maya, is that you?
How did you?
How did I survive? After you threw me out? After you left me to die? Look at me now. Look at this place. I built this. Me. The girl you said was nothing. What about Emily? Your perfect daughter. Where's she now? Why are you both begging for food instead of being taken care of by your precious daughter?
Well, unfortunately, Emily's a mess. She got out of hand and started living a wayward life. I guess we spoiled her too much to be able to discipline her before she got out of hand. She has 3 kids, each from a different father. She drinks every day, Maya, all the time. She's irresponsible, reckless. She ruined us. As we speak, she's serving 2 years in prison for drinking and driving and hitting a child. Because of the court cases, we had to sell our house to cover the legal fees, but she lost and is now serving time. Now, we're left looking for jobs just to support ourselves and take care of her kids, and one of them is autistic and uses a wheelchair. We lost our house, our savings, everything, because of her.
She's a failure, a total failure.
I laughed at them. The irony was too perfect. Their golden child, their real daughter, had dragged them into the dirt, left them begging in the streets. And me, the black girl they hated, the one they called useless, I was standing tall, my name on every tongue in the city, my restaurant a beacon of success. You deserve this, every single bit of it. You treated me like I was less than nothing. You chose her over me, and look where it got you, begging in my restaurant. My restaurant. Mrs. Wilson sobbed, her hands clutching her tattered coat.
Maya, we're sorry. We didn't know.
Sorry? You're sorry now because you're hungry? Because your precious Emily destroyed you? You weren't sorry when you kicked me out of your lives. You weren't sorry when I was starving, sleeping in alleys, fighting to survive. I could have been killed on the streets, but you didn't care. Get out. Mrs. Wilson reached for me with her trembling fingers.
Please, Maya, just some food. We know we offended you greatly, but we're sorry. Please, Maya, we're begging you.
No, you don't get to beg me. You don't get to stand in my world and ask for anything. Get out of my restaurant, and don't ever come back. If you do, I'll call the police. They stood there frozen, like they couldn't believe the girl they'd thrown away was now the one with power. Are both your ears not functioning anymore? I said, leave. Now. They turned away with their heads bowed in shame and walked away. Mr. Wilson stumbled and almost fell. They both looked so weak as they left, but I felt zero pity for them. They'd tried to break me, to erase me, but I'd won. I'd built a life they could never touch, a legacy they could never claim or benefit from. Emily was their punishment, their failure staring them in the face every day. And me? I was their regret and their shame. They'd spend the rest of their miserable lives wishing they never threw me out that night. After a few weeks, I hired someone to propose a fake job offer to Mr. Wilson and his family, an offer to move to a new state. The job came with a car, a house, and a high salary. It was too good to be true. But they stupidly believed it and used their remaining savings to book a one-way ticket to that town. Now, they're stuck there. To add salt to the injury, I anonymously shared their phone numbers online, listing Mr. Wilson as a plumber and Mrs. Wilson as an escort. I can only imagine the amount of calls they're getting now. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.